All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's another week. Congratulations on continuing to live as per usual. I know that it's hard. This week I have on Caitlin, my intern. What's up, girl?
Not much. How are you?
Oh, good. Just living. So I have her on this week because I, uh, first of all, like need somebody to talk to, like other than just myself, because it's starting to get ridiculous, and I don't mean to like make everybody listen to just me talk to myself all the time. So I have Caitlin on also to discuss the new release of the Bachelor girls that are going to be on Ari's season of The Bachelor. So we're going to talk a little bit about current events, I guess. I feel like that's such a weird thing to say, right? Current events, but I guess that's what's going on. That's what they are. So we're going to talk about those for a second, and then we'll launch into the breakdown of all of these basic bitches who are going to be fighting for Ari Luyendick. I don't even know how. Do you know?
No idea.
Not a single thing. And it's annoying because I watched Emily Maynard's season. That's what he's from. And they said his name like 1,000 times, and I still can't remember. I think it's Luyendick, maybe. Junior.
I don't want to guess because it's not going to come out right, and it's going to sound so inappropriate.
It kind of sounds like Dyke, and it's like you can't
right.
that, but whatever. Yeah, that's exactly what the dilemma is. So nobody really knows, but that's what we're going to call him. Anyway, Kaylin has not watched The Bachelor in a very long time, and so I was like, "Oh, do you watch The Bachelor?" Duh, probably. And she was like, "Actually, no, I don't." And so now she has to. Now she's forced. And she'll be giving us her thoughts as like a sort of new Bachelor watcher this season.
I'm looking forward to it. I am. I enjoyed it when I watched it, but I had more free time like in college, which was the last time I watched it. So
yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. I feel like everybody gets into it. Like I got into it when I was, I think like a sophomore in high school when I had nothing but time. And then in college, it became like a Monday or Tuesday night drinking thing. Like, oh, well, I'll drink wine and watch The Bachelor. Like, and now I'm like, wow, I'm lucky if I'm even awake in time for The Bachelor.
That's exactly what we did. We used to do, I think we were like watching Game of Thrones one year in college or something. And we made it like a Sunday dinner thing. And we would all go over my neighbor's house and like make food and watch that. And then that ended and we're like, what do we do now? And then The Bachelor like came on and we were like, okay, we'll do that.
There you go. Yeah, it's easy. And you can like jump into it and not have to actually know anything about it. And it's always the same. It's like the most predictable shit. So it's good. So if you don't watch The Bachelor, it's a perfect opportunity to jump right in, and then you can be a part of it with us. And I'll probably have on Trent and Ryan from Coming Up Roses. Shout out to our old deceased pod. I'll have them on for sure throughout the season just because it's interesting. But yeah, I'm excited to bring you on this journey, not to quote Chris Harrison, but that's what he does all the time. I do think it's interesting when you haven't watched it religiously or you don't watch every week to see the level of interest decrease. Like there's definitely a point where once they start doing the like 2 nights a week, 2-hour specials, like they do that for Bachelor in Paradise specifically, but sometimes for Bachelor, they'll be like, oh my God, here's a treat for you. Like Tuesday night, also 2 hours. And it's like, no, that's not a treat. You're just ruining my life. Like now I've spent 4 hours a week watching your dumb fucking show that I'm addicted to. And what do I do? And they don't care. They just want the clicks, or not the clicks, the views. Yeah. So it's like, I'm excited to see at what point you're like, oh, fuck. Like, 12 hours of Bachelor, I can't watch anymore.
I'm one of those people where it's like, if I get behind, I'll get back on it. Like, because I'm actually going to be away for the first episode. I didn't tell you that yet, but
oh my God, scandal! It's okay.
I know.
I'll cover the first episode all on my own.
Okay, good. I'll be back on the 4th, so I can catch up.
I'll have too many thoughts to even let you interject, so probably for the best.
But I get wrapped up in these shows. Like
oh yeah, big time.
Once I start, I can't stop. So like even if I miss an episode, like I'll just binge watch it like the next day or whatever and get caught up.
Perfect. That's excellent. That's the kind of dedication we need always. Right. But yeah, so there's like a lot of shit going on in the real world, like apart from Bachelor world. I'm trying to think. There was a bomb in New York City today. Shout out to me for being here for that. I'm
survivor.
Yeah. Also nobody. So it was like, everybody's so stressed out. Like I truly, like up until like 2 hours ago, I went to dinner with friends and I was so stressed the whole day. Like it was a really stressful day just because it's like, there's police everywhere. It's like, there's a lot going on and you know that you're fine. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, it's unnerving. It's annoying. Right. It's, I don't want to let the terrorists win, but like, holy shit, this sucks, whatever. But then I was thinking more about it. I was like, this is the worst terrorist attempt, like by far.
Right.
It was terrible. Like the guy rolled up into Port Authority, which is a huge transportation hub. Like for those who don't know, you have two options to get into New York City from New Jersey. You can either take the train or the bus. And if you take the train, you go to Penn Station. You take the bus, you go to Port Authority. So every single person, it's 50-50 people commuting. There's like 6 million people that commute here every day. So like half of that take the bus. And that's where this bomber guy was. He was like underneath the ground in Port Authority with a suicide bomb vest. And I don't know where he was headed. I like haven't actually checked the news in a couple of hours, but I don't think anybody knows. He's not dead, so we'll find out, I guess. But he rolled up and his vest like exploded unexpectedly in the middle of everything and just basically knocked him off his own feet and scared everybody and made everybody like trample other people. And so there are like 4 people who were injured, not critically, and he's not even in critical condition. Like that's how shitty his suicide vest was.
They were talking about it on the news and they said he had like a pipe bomb and it was it was just like faulty or something like that.
Yeah,
and
like a really shitty attempt. Like I just like scared the shit out of everybody all day. And it's like I know that's what's supposed, whatever. That's like their thing. But it was embarrassing almost. It's like you're the worst terrorist ever. So that made me feel better when I was thinking about it in that mindset. I was like, fuck this guy. Like you suck. Like you can't even, how bad do you have to feel about yourself when you wake up in the morning and you're like, today I'm going to commit suicide for this, whatever cause. I don't even know what to even call ISIS. Like what is ISIS? Like I don't even know as far as like what you would categorize it as.
Like a terrorist group.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I'm going to like sacrifice my life for this group. Like, this is what's going to happen. This is what my life has led up to. And then you get there, you like get up the courage to do all this bullshit, courage in quotes.
Right.
And then it just, all you end up is like on your back and your stomach is burned and people are taking pictures of you and putting it on Twitter. It's like, you're so fucking embarrassed.
ISIS is like, we're not claiming that one.
Yeah. They're like, no, that was not us. Like some dumb fucking idiot. Like get the hell out of here. So yeah. So that made me feel better when I thought of it that way. So people should do the same because it was bullshit. So that was going on. And then also we had a couple other, sexual harassers come out. The only one that I really took interest in was Mario Batali because first of all, whatever. I didn't actually see the stories behind it, but his quote was like, I'm out of the restaurant business. Like he's just done making restaurants. Like he owns like half the restaurants in New York City. Like every single nice restaurant has like Mario Batali's name on it somewhere. So that's it. He's never again. He's going to be in the restaurant business.
Did you see his apology?
No,
he said something like, yeah, that sounds like something that would have been in line with my character or something like that. No. I was like, what?
So embarrassing. Why would you say that?
He said something about being like remorseful and whatever. And he goes, unfortunately, that is something that those actions fell back with my character or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me?
Out of all the things you say, you don't say,
right.
Yeah, that sounds like me. Like you just say like, oh, a lapse of judgment or, oh,
shit happens.
Up to my head. Yeah, literally there are so many other excuses. Not that, anybody wants to hear an excuse, but you either don't say anything at all or you say something along the lines of like, oh, so out of character for me, but I acknowledge my mistake and I like am moving forward. You don't say, yep, that sounds like me. So I'm just going to quit restaurants forever. Like what? Also, he's on the daily talk show, The Chew. Do you ever see that? Like when you're like not at work, like, I feel like I'm always like homesick and The Chew comes on. It's the worst show ever. Like it's terrible.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's so bad. And what's so funny is that nobody ever knows it. I feel like I'm always, or people know it or they see it and they sort of know, but no one's ever actually watched it. I watched it because it was always on TV, like randomly during the day. And I would like watch it a lot. And Daphne Oz, Dr. Oz's daughter, used to be on it.
Okay.
And she was pretty good. Like she was, she's cutesy. She like always has like some good perspective. All the other people, I have no idea who they are. Some of them are funny. But then Mario Batali's on it and they always like cook something while they talk about life and, whatever. It's like something along those lines. But Mario Batali is like I don't know if I guess he's not gay. Like I thought that he was just based on his persona. What's that?
Based on his Crocs?
Yeah, also his Crocs. Like literally based on everything about him. I was like, oh yeah, Mario Batali's gay. But in the show, is always like the loud, like boisterous force, like giving a huge opinion and like also cooking the best. And he must just be like a pompous guy. Like I just assumed he was like flamboyant, you know, like I thought I was like, oh, he's just like a big character. Like that's his thing. And, you know, now I find out he's just like a big fat sexual harasser. So.
And they also said something about how he was just on some like anti-sexual harassment ad video or something like that too.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't know what it is.
Of course he was.
Right.
Why would you sign up? I guess when you're like money hungry, why would you sign up to be on a sexual, like an anti-sexual harassment commercial when like you're harassing people?
Unless he like legitimately like didn't realize what he did. But one of the people that accused him, I think she said like she spilled wine on her shirt and he was like rubbing the wine out of her shirt.
Ew,
like on her chest. And I'm like, I would be like, excuse me.
I'd be so pissed. I can't. Well, I recently went to a very nice restaurant called Del Posto. It's in New York. It's like really, really nice, but it has something to do with Mario Batali. Like he founded it or he's co-founding. I don't know, whatever. But I went there and I was like, I'm way too white trash to go to a restaurant like that. Like it was like a celebration situation. Like it was not, I 100% in any other world would have been kicked out of this place because I am like too trashy to be there. So I get there and they give you these stools, like a footstool when you sit at your table, and they like put it down and they're like, oh, here it is. Like, here's this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this for? Like, well, what's this? Like for my legs? Like, what is this? Apparently it's for your purse. It's like a purse stool because the people that come to this restaurant are so rich that they have nice purses that they don't want to like put them on the floor or hang them off the back of their chair or something like that. So they give you purse stools. And so I like, you know, put my $30 J. Crew factory satchel on it and was like, here we go. Like this is me and my purse stool. And then I found out this news about Mario Batali. I was like, oh no, can I not go back to this nice restaurant now that he owned it? And, you know, I really like got used to the footstool for my purse. So like, what do I do now? Like, I can't go here anymore. Like, what's the deal? So yeah, that was disappointing news. And I guess what are we going to do? We just have to move forward for Mario Batali's life, I guess.
Yeah.
Another viral story today. I hate the word viral story, by the way, or the phrase viral story. It drives me nuts, but that's the only thing you can describe it as was this child, Keaton Jones, I think is his last name, Jones. I might be making that up, but his first name is Keaton. Everybody knows at this point who he is. His mom took a video of him. He was bullied at school. It's actually a very sad video. I watched it and I was like, this is weird. I don't know if I would ever like tape my child being so sad. Like I get the sentiment's really nice, but he went on and on being like, I just don't know why people bully. Like, why would you pick on somebody that's, you know, that's lesser than you, or you think that, like, who are you to say that? It was like a very like sweet, inspirational video for like kids being bullied. So he obviously went viral in the celebrity way, not in like the Twitter way. He went viral in the way that like Cardi B was shouting him out on her Instagram, and like Snoop Dogg and Justin Bieber and like all these fucking people, which is cool unless your mom is racist and posts pictures of the Confederate flag all the time all over Facebook. So that's what his mom's doing while simultaneously setting up a GoFundMe for his education and having people donate money, like taking advantage of people watching this video of him being sad about being bullied and parlaying that into a GoFundMe for like his alleged college education, which I can't imagine that is actually going towards his college education.
I definitely don't think so. And I feel like most of it is just like I don't know what's true and what's not. Because like some people are saying like, oh, like the sister's the only one that is on social media and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then the other side of it is like, no, I literally talked to this account and like she said us white people have to stick together. And I'm like, what? Like it's two polar opposite ends. And it's like, it sucks because it's like, how much could you believe? It's like, you shouldn't be giving them money for college education. I mean, a lot of kids get bullied, unfortunately.
I think GoFundMes I think they're great when they work, but I feel like at this point, I would never, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could like donate to a GoFundMe because I just don't trust people.
Right.
And it's like use it the way that you're going to say you're going to use it. Like,
yeah, it's gotten to that point. People just have like exploited it. And it's like, It's like something for like a Las Vegas shooting victim or something. Those were going around after all that. It's like, okay, I can see that because like the list of people that like, and it sucks that you have to have that like clarification for it.
Exactly. I'm just like, ugh, I'm at a total loss. But so this poor child obviously was bullied. He was like tearful telling the story of it. He had milk poured on him. They like called him ugly and, all this other shit. They put like ham down his shirt, something fucked up. Kids are so fucked up.
I know. I literally, when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, that was like my first reaction. And then I was like, wait a second, why is she filming this and posting it on the internet? Like, that was my second thought.
Literally my exact train of thought. I was like, oh my God, this is so sad. And then, but now, like I said, I have this inner thought. I'm like, everything that everybody's doing is like meant for the internet now. So like this mom is doing this. She's taking advantage of this poor child who this child probably has these genuine thoughts. Like obviously he does. He wasn't like scripted. He didn't like memorize a script and then all of a sudden talk about it. But he thinks he's like, wow, I'm like saying something sweet and like saying it to my mom. And then his mom is just like dollar signs. Like we about to get on Ellen. Like this is not, that's like not how things should go. So I feel bad for this kid. Everybody is over him because now he's gotten so much hype that everybody can't deal with it anymore. For example, Andy Cohen tweeted today. He was like, I'm completely exhausted emotionally by Keaton or something. I thought it was so funny. But then at the same time, I was like, fuck, that sucks. Like this poor child, he's just like, he, at the end of the day, like got fucking milk poured on him.
Right.
Like, forget.
And like the last thing he's going to want to do is go back to school and like all these kids are like, I saw you on the news. Like he's in middle school. Like that's prime time for these kids.
Everybody keeps saying shit like, oh yeah, like he's walking in his middle school tomorrow as like a fucking baller. Everybody's so psyched. I'm like, no.
I don't think so.
Because then it's like, because kids are mean. They'll make fun of whatever. He'll come in tomorrow and he'll be like, oh, you were crying on YouTube and now you're like famous on the internet for no reason. Like people aren't gonna like suddenly be nice to him now that Justin Bieber tweeted about him. Like maybe teeny bopper girls, but that's basically it. Like it's not gonna happen.
Right.
And it just sucks. It sucks on that mom's part. I'm like mad about the whole thing. But yeah, so I guess shout out to him. I wish that his mom was honest. / I hope that she's not actually a racist because that would really suck.
Right.
But yeah, whatever. Shout out to Keaton. My favorite thing also though was Cardi B. Shout out to Cardi B. I fucking love her. Instagrammed being like a screenshot of his face, which this kid's like this like little like he's like a middle school kid. He's like little kid. And she Instagrammed like a screenshot of his crying face and was like, why would you ever, in this caption that was like all caps. Hold on, I might have to actually bring it up because it might be worth it. This caption that's like all caps, picture of him. Here it is. I got it. Whoever goes to this boy's school, if you pick on him, you not even a bully. You a straight up pussy ass punk bitch. Like how you pick on somebody who can't defend themselves. That's not gangsta. If you a parent or somebody big sis or big bro, show your kids this video and show them why they should not bully others. But like her assuming that he can't defend himself is the most insulting shit ever. He can't defend himself like against middle school kids. Like he's just as big as them. It's not like he's like, some 100-pound child and there's 300-pound kids like coming after him and beating his ass. He's just like being bullied. Like it's not a matter of like, can you defend yourself? It's just like that you can't because these kids are mean.
Something tells me that Keaton Jones and Cardi B come from very different walks of life as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, shout out to Keaton's mom. What does she think about Cardi B? Like,
right.
Also, and again, I don't know if this was actually Keaton's mom, like setting up the GoFundMe or whatever, but I saw a post of an Instagram being like, oh, here's our GoFundMe, tag at Cardi B, at Snoop Dogg, at Justin Bieber, like all these people. She's like, my Instagram might be deleted soon. So if ever you're donating, like Instagram this and screenshot and tag at Cardi B, at Snoop Dogg. And that's what made me so pissed. I was like, okay, you just want like Snoop Dogg to keep talking about your son. Right. If it's you, so stupid. Oh God, poor Keaton. This poor kid.
I know.
I would love like, this is what sucks. I get so torn. What's the word? Morally. I'm always like, oh shit, this poor child. Like I have morals. I feel bad for him, whatever. But deep down, I like also am dying to know what tomorrow's school day is going to be like. Like, I need a follow-up.
Right.
And that sucks. But like, I need to know.
Like an update.
Yeah. Like, I need an update. I need to know what these kids say. Like, I need to know what happens. I need to know if the bullying continued or if like people were talking shit behind his back. Like, I need to know it. Like, I forget that he's a child. Like, all of that goes away and I just want to hear the drama. Like, it's just, I'm so focused on that, and it's pretty fucked up. That's like the number one thing I need to hear.
Right.
Like,
but that's the internet. I mean,
right. Exactly.
Like, in the first place, it's like then it turns, you don't think of it as it being real because it's something that's on the internet.
Exactly. Like, I've become the monster. It's official. I mean, there's no debating. I've just become the monster. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all of the noteworthy things that have happened this past weekend. I'm gonna be so pissed if I think tomorrow and I remember something, but I mean, whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure that's basically it. Last week, as I said earlier, all of the Bachelor girls were released, and they're not great. I'll be honest. They're not terrible, but they're not amazing. And before we talk about that, I also want to shamelessly plug myself. Today we're recording on a Monday. This will be out on Wednesday in your ears. Tuesday, so yesterday for you, I am going on Caitlin Bristow's podcast, Off the Vine, which we have a similar yet very different podcast. Hers is super positive and like women, and not so much that. I wouldn't say it like that. She's very, very positive, like bringing women up towards each other, like not pitching them against each other, not, always staying positive. Whereas here on Wine with Kelly, we just talk a lot of shit and complain. So it's very kind of polar opposites. It's going to be like kind of hard for me to be positive for a minute. So I'm kind of excited about it. I love Caitlin. And, not to brag, but we were texting yesterday. So it's like, whatever.
Ooh.
I know. Are you so jealous?
A little bit.
I would like be jealous of myself if I was a Bachelor fan.
I'm a big Bachelor fan now, so I'm really jealous.
Oh yeah, that's true. I have told you are forced to be a Bachelor fan. But yeah, so I was like texting my girl Caitlin, like, Bristow, don't worry. And so that'll be, I don't actually know when it's coming out, probably in the next 2 weeks. She does hers in advance like a real person. So as opposed to me who does them 2 days ahead of time. So I'll be able to plug that whenever that's coming out. I'll find out tomorrow. But in the meantime, we have other matters to discuss. And normally we would have talked about this on the Coming Up Roses pod with Trent and Chief, I'll definitely have them on throughout the season to like discuss a little bit, because I know everybody, including myself, misses Coming Up Roses. But it was just, the seasons are getting so boring that you can't do a whole fucking hour episode on every single one. You just can't. It's out of control. Rachel's season was like the final nail in the coffin. It was just so fucking boring. We couldn't talk about it anymore. So, but I'm still like wanting to talk about these girls, obviously. So that's why I enlisted the help of Caitlin here with me. And I had her look at all the people, and I also looked at them all. And here they are for you. So yes, snap, clap. Let's go. The first thing I want to point out is that every single time that there's like a new squad or a new season, crop of girls, whatever you want to say, there's always a theme that all of the girls kind of give the same answers. Like last year it was everybody wanted to be a mermaid, and like, I don't know. And loves like sea animals. Like every single season there's some sort of thing they all cling on to. This year we have Wonder Woman. Every single girl wants to be Wonder Woman. When they're asked like, who do you want to be? It's like, Wonder Woman. She's so beautiful and powerful and wonderful. So that's my first guess as to the kind of endorsements they're going to get this year. I think that they're going to have some sort of ad deal with like a Marvel movie that's coming out with Wonder Woman in it. Do you think so?
I do. I feel like a lot of the answers were very like cookie cutter. And
definitely.
When I was reading through all of them, it was like they were all the same person. Like they were all saying the same things. And it was like, okay, Wonder Woman's cool. Like I get it. Super empowering, blah, blah, blah. But she's also a fictional character. So
right.
It's like that wouldn't come to my mind at first.
Exactly. Like I get wanting to be like, oh yeah, I love, superhero, whatever. Wonder Woman's such a great role model. But it's also 90% of what Wonder Woman does is because she's a superhero. Like she's not, it's like flying and saving the town. Like it's not like she's not some staple in the community, like raising awareness for women's rights. She's like fighting lava monsters. Like get over it, bitch. Like that drove me fucking nuts. So that's my definitely my first guess as to like what kind of advertising deals are they doing this season. I'm sure Wonder Woman has something to do with it.
Right.
Also, I noticed almost every bitch has a tattoo. Like they all have tattoos.
A lot of basic tattoos too, like
So
infinity
basic.
symbols and feathers and crosses and
Several anchors. I saw
yeah.
anchors on like the wrist. All of them like have them on their wrists. I
Mm-hmm.
also love how each of them said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I have a few, but they're all hidden." And it's like, no, they're not hidden. Like people get tattoos. The hidden places are like behind your ear, or like and the inside of your finger, and like shit like that. But it's not that hidden. Like you still
Right.
fucking see those tattoos. Like
Right.
I know because I'm also a basic bitch, and I have 2 tattoos, and they're both hidden, but I literally see them every day.
Right.
So pretty sure they're not that hidden. So that I thought. So I don't know if this was just me noticing this, but a lot of short girls. Everybody was like 5'4".
A lot of short girls, and that could just be because I'm tall, that I just think
Same.
that anyone shorter than me is really short. But no, 5'4" is like not close to me at all.
Right. And that's what, so I felt the same way. I was like, am I being biased? Cause I'm like 5'9". Like, do I think all of a sudden like all these bitches are too small? But they truly are all like 5'5", 5'4", 5'3". And I'm like, all
Right.
these girls, like you're so small. And also I looked it up. Ari's 6'2". So
Oh, is he really?
yeah, he's not even that short. I
Oh,
thought, because when I first was
I thought
seeing
he
it,
was
I
like
was like,
a
oh,
hobbit.
yeah. When I saw it at first, it's like, oh shit, maybe Ari is like 5'11" or something along those lines. So he
Right.
has like a requirement. But no, it says Google says he's 6'2". So I mean, maybe he likes short bitches. Like who knows? But
There
they're
was
all
like
pretty short.
there was one girl that was like 5'10" and one that was 5'11", and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, like because
That
I'm
works.
5'9" too, so I was like,
Yeah,
okay, that's like closer to my height and everything. I'm like, these girls are gonna be standing next to the other ones, just towering over them.
exactly. Especially in heels. I always
Right.
think about that. I'm like, oh God, the heels. Like you're gonna be just so much more giant.
Right.
And it's never in the way that you want it to be. I feel like girls who are short or shorter than like 5'9", like people of average height. I feel like I should clarify 5'5", 5'4" isn't so short. It's
I was
very
gonna say,
average. It
what
just
is average height? Like,
I think it's like 5'6". I'm pretty sure it's like a typical girl height. That's well, and again, I'm saying that because I wish I were 5'6". That would be my ideal
right.
height. Is like I'm small enough to like be cute, but I'm not like so small that it's weird, and I can still wear heels. And like 5'6" is like always the height I've wanted to be. But anytime I talk to short girls, they're like, "Oh my god, like I wish I was as tall as you. Like it's so annoying." I'm like, no, you don't wish that. Like, because then you throw on a pair of heels and you're a foot and a half taller than everyone else in the room. And it's like not in a good way. Guys are like, oh shit, that's a giant. Like guys who
Right.
think it's sexy, they're like, oh wow, that girl's so tall. Maybe she's taller than me. I should probably not talk to her. Like that's always the case. There's never an upside.
That's all I get all the time. It's like I'll just walk in somewhere and the first thing, it's not like, "Oh, Caitlin, you look great." It's stop wearing heels. Like, why are you so tall? And I'm
I
like,
get so angry when I walk in somewhere with heels because I wear heels all the time
me
because
too.
I like heels. Like it's fun for me. Like I love them. They're always way cuter. They make like my legs look better. Like that's everybody likes heels for that reason. And I walk in and when my friends, if somebody's like, oh, stop wearing heels, you made me look so short. I'm like, literally, fuck you. No, like I'm gonna wear them all day long.
Yep.
Get out of my face. Like don't ever tell me not to wear heels again. I like get so pissed about it. But yeah, so a bunch of these girls are kind of short, and I thought that was definitely weird. But the one girl who's 5'11", I noticed her, Valerie. I like wrote down that did I write down that she's 5'11"? I forgot. No, I didn't. But I remember her specifically because we'll get to her in a minute, but she's also a server, like a restaurant server in Nashville. So we'll get to her. She's last on the list because she's last alphabetically. So let's talk about the first girl who caught my eye, so we're going through this list. There's 29 girls, right? You said? I didn't even actually
Yes,
know.
29.
29. I forgot how many there were. So 29. We both went through this list, and so many of these girls are just carbon copies of themselves that they're not even worth talking about.
Yep.
So we made like a little list. I made one at least. And these are the girls that I think that like might even, have some sort of pulse. Like maybe I'll remember their names. And if they're going to be out, it's always different when you see the first episode, like all of a sudden somebody, from the peanut gallery you didn't think was ever going to speak becomes Corinne. And so that's the thing. So it's tough, but these are my initial thoughts. And the first girl is Amber. And I don't know if she was the first one on the list, but the only reason no, she was second, I think, on the list. The only reason I pulled her out is because they asked a question of some of the girls, lunch with 3 people, alive or dead. And she said, Kim Kardashian, Steve Jobs, and my grandpa, which, number one, Kim Kardashian, fucking duh. Like, always. It's on everybody's list, and it should be. And if it's not, it's like, get on your list. Steve Jobs, well, he's still alive, so that's like easy to have lunch with him. He's like living in Brazil, so yeah. And also,
you sure about that?
Yeah, no. Oh no. Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm convinced that Steve Jobs is still alive. And my grandpa is like the sweetest answer ever, and everybody should hang out with their grandparents. And I think that was sweet. So those were my thoughts. That's why I liked her. What did you think about Amber?
I kind of thought the opposite of you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I kind of thought she was like a tryhard. Like, of course you're going to say your grandpa because you want everyone to like you and stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's just an obvious answer, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. Like, she's a business owner, but I feel like she really doesn't own a business. Like, I feel like she sells like essential oils or like some other pyramid
totally fit
scheme thing.
She's like already selling Fit Tea. Like, she doesn't even need to be on The Bachelor. She's like, I already sell Fit Tea.
Right. Like business owner, quote unquote.
I hate when they label their jobs, when their jobs are something like that, like business owner or so vague, or entrepreneur. Like, I hate that. I want to know what your literal job is. Like, when I see social media manager, I'm like, all right, I know what you do. Like, you do the same bullshit I do every day. But if I see entrepreneur, I'm like, oh, what like fake bullshit business did you like try to get on Shark Tank with and then fail? Like, I need to know those details. So I'm sad that you disagree, but I also can see where you're coming from. The grandpa thing, yeah, that really sold me. It's tugged at my heartstrings. I love grandpa. So like, grandpa, like, for sure.
It sounds like a pageant queen answer, like a Miss USA. Like, that would be her answer.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. Okay,
sorry.
I'm in on Amber still, but you're right. I definitely agree with you a little bit. The next girl I had was Annalise. I like your name. She's 32, which I think that I didn't look up how old Ari is. I think he's like 35, but I always notice the older girls because I think that it's weird when you're like 32, 33 and you're like still going for The Bachelor. Like, I'm trying to picture myself, like, I'm 27. I couldn't, even if I were single, I feel like the only reason I would go on The Bachelor is like as a joke. Like, I'd feel like I'd never go on. And maybe that's because I'm like, a little too woke on the whole situation and I like watch too much, but there's no way like that you'd pay me at age 32 to like, first of all, like quit my career. Like, you have to quit your job and go do this and like, find love, whatever. But this girl, Annalise, she's 32. Her answers, I didn't write anything specific because her whole answer grid situation was actually pretty good. Like, all of her answers were like a little funny, a little honest. They were very like love women. I think she was somebody who dropped Wonder Woman in there, which, whatever. But it was all like love women, like women are powerful, like trying to be a successful woman. Like, she really made a point to like be sort of a feminist. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. But she might actually be in it for love. That's my bottom line. It's like,
I agree. She's older, but she looks normal. So yeah, she's really pretty. I mean, it kind of makes you think like, is she actually crazy and we just don't know it? Because like, how has she not found someone yet? Exactly. But I don't know. I like her name too. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, big fan of the Annalise. That's a good point about why hasn't she found somebody by now? Is she crazy? I hate thinking that and like defaulting to that, but that's so true because girls think the same thing about guys. Like, you find a single, normal 32-year-old guy, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you married? Like, same goes for girls. Same thing.
Right. So, and it's like, we shouldn't have to think that way, but I do, because it's like, she looks normal.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with you? Like, there's something, because you look fine. Next on the list is Becca K. Nothing really struck out to me in her, situation, except for the fact that she referenced Sister Act 2 like twice. And I need to address, I've never seen Sister Act 2. I've never seen Sister Act 1, but people are obsessed with these movies.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen them either.
Oh my fucking God. Do you find the same thing? I feel like I'm always seeing people talking about Sister Act. Like,
I agree.
specifically Sister Act 2. They're always like, oh, Sister Act 2, like the fucking shit. Like I see it on Snap all the time. Like people are always watching fucking Sister Act. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like an old movie. And like, ugh, I must have missed a boat on it, but people are fucking crazy about it.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell. I know it's about like them singing in church, but
Yeah, that's basically, that's literally all
I know nothing else about it.
All I'm picturing is I think Whoopi Goldberg is in it.
It is, yeah.
She has like a nun habit on her
Right.
back. Like that's all I know. It's
Yeah.
the maximum of information I know. And I feel like maybe I'm like a bad basic bitch for not knowing what Sister Act 2 was about, but I just don't, and I don't get the hype. So if somebody could let me know, feel free to write in kfcradio.com/wine and let us know what the fuck is the hype about Sister Act 2. Because apparently it's hype enough to like pop into a bachelor questionnaire. Next we have Becca M, spelled with a K, Becca with a K. And she was asked the question, what are you most afraid of? And her response, her very heavy response, and she responded like very heavily throughout her entire questionnaire. And this was definitely the most. It was losing my support system or being trapped in an unfulfilling life. Like, damn, girl, this is the Bachelor. This isn't like a, where do you think you'll be in 10 years? Like, what's your life's greatest fear? Like, this is, what the fuck? Your answer should be like, oh, I'm afraid of like not paying off my credit cards in time. Like, what are you talking about?
I hate everything about this girl.
She's not great. Like I didn't love her at all. I just thought I was like, she's probably too smart or like too aloof or not aloof. I'm not the right word.
I feel like she's very like earthy and like vegan and hippie and stuff like that. And it's just like she put unknown, her age is unknown. Like, you know how old you are.
Wait, what? Oh my God, I missed that.
Yeah, on her age. Because like I was interested in how old all these people were.
Of course, yeah.
She's like a nanny, and she just the age is unknown. It's like,
what?
Tell us how old you are.
I can't believe I missed that. Maybe she's one of those people. I don't know what the religion is, but one of the religions in this world, they don't. Oh, might be like Jehovah's Witness.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of restrictions.
They like don't celebrate birthdays, so maybe she's like a Jehovah's Witness,
and they like can't vote and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Know that. That's nuts. Well, anyway, so maybe that's why she like has no age, but that's also weird. Yeah, but it's also like, are you taking like a Fountain of Youth potion? Like, are you 200 years old? Are you like Melisandre from Game of Thrones? Like, what? Yeah. Are you a test tube child? Are you an artificial intelligence robot? Like, there are a lot of answers now. Like, there are so many options that she could be. So, Becca M, we've got our eyes on you. Next, we have Bree. Just Bree, B-R-I. She was really pretty, I thought. But and I said she seems, oh no, that's somebody else. I don't think that she's in it for love because she's won an Emmy. I don't know what the Emmy is in. I know nothing about it. But on her thing, it was like, what's one of your greatest accomplishments? And she was like, won an Emmy. So,
I think we did a lot of different research because I might have your answer to that.
Oh my God, tell me. Yeah, you definitely did more research than me, which that I appreciate.
She's like a sports reporter for like NBC Sports or something.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
She does like, I think it was like basketball and something else in Oregon. So she's like the Northwest region, something. I don't know. But she's 25. So it's like, I feel like she's probably a bitch because it's like, you got to take some bitches down to be a reporter for NBC at age 25.
Oh, 100%.
So I'm kind of excited to see what she's actually like.
Yeah, I wonder if she's like a power bitch. Also, do you think that maybe it was easier for her because she's in the Northwest and it's like, who's watching Oregon?
I mean, probably.
Like, I mean, that's just in my opinion. So she's basically Katie Nolan. Katie Nolan won an Emmy for her show that was on for a minute.
Right.
She's basically that. Okay. So this is the picture that I painted. All I saw as I saw her face, I saw the blowout like curls that she had, and I assumed in my mind that she had won a daytime Emmy for a soap opera. Like that's what I was like, oh, she's not in it for love. She's an actress. Get the fuck out. Like I didn't even look past that. I had made up my mind in 2 seconds, and that's the mind that I made.
I was looking at her picture as you were saying that, and like before you got to the soap opera part, I was like, yep, I see it. Like even before you said it.
That just goes to show lack of research, all the stories you can make up about people. So yeah. All right. So sports, I mean, I guess it's a little more respectable. Like, whatever. I'm still not like totally in on Brie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Her face looked a little smug. It was out of
Yep, I agree.
Not into it. Next on my list was Brittany T. She seemed normal to me. She complained about the lack of cool guys on dating apps. And she also said that she wants corgis, like the dogs. Like she's like wanting corgis. And so now she's my favorite. That's all you have to say.
She's really pretty too.
She is really pretty. I really don't have to know much about her, like other than the fact that I like that she complained about guys on dating apps because they're all terrible. And that's real shit too. I feel like none of these girls have said anything about trying to date other guys or trying to date anybody and the trials and tribulations. And everybody's, tried Bumble. Everybody's tried Tinder, like all of that. This girl was like, yeah, dating apps fucking suck. Guys on there suck. Also, I want dogs. And I'm like, all right, girl, you're my shit now. Brittany T.
The most normal person on this season, I think.
100%. So I'm all in on Brittany T. I don't know if Ari will be in on Brittany T, but
something tells me he won't. But
something tells me he might not be in on Brittany T. But we never know. Ari has been around the block, so he might be in on her. The next girl is Caroline, who the only reason I picked her out is because all of the songs that are about Caroline, like Outkast specifically, Caroline, and also that thing, fine as hell, ooh, thick as fuck, oh my god, that's my baby, Caroline. That's it. And that's it. Like now you're on my radar forever because your name is Caroline. And
I like her a lot.
She was pretty, yeah, and she's good, and she had like a cool, normal, I mean, basic, whatever, nothing that like stuck out to me so much that I needed to discuss her for 15 minutes, but that's she's fine.
I feel like she just kind of looks like one of those like girls that can just like hang out, chill, drink a beer, but then she's also like really hot too. So
yeah, exactly. She's a good person to like have in your squad. I feel good, like hot girl. I also found out through Twitter today that if anybody follows Sophie Julia, who is on Twitter, and she, I guess, knows Caroline. I have to actually ask her how she knows her because I need to know how that is. But if anybody, any Barstool affiliates who know Sophie Julia, she knows Caroline. So that's further confirmation that she's hot.
There you go.
Let's see. Jacqueline is next. Jacqueline kind of scared the shit out of me.
And I have a lot to say about her.
Her picture, first of all, was the most intense, like, it was a very serious face. Like she was smiling a little bit, but hardly. Her eyes look crazy. And her entire questionnaire was based on like her career. Like she's a hardcore bitch. What are your thoughts? Tell me.
I was really interested in like seeing what they were actually like. So I was trying to stalk some Instagrams today. And,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Literally did so much more research than me. I'm like,
so I sat there on my lunch break today and was just going through her Instagram because I'm like, she is like, something's up with her. And because she kind of looks like a witch, like kind of really weird nerd in a way. I scrolled back so far into her Instagram and I found one picture from like 2014 or something where she actually showed her teeth. So I'm not sure if she actually has teeth because she always smiles like with just her mouth closed.
Scandal. So she's just a 100% pruner. Like she just prunes 24/7. Like
1000%.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear her voice. Like I want to know what it sounds like because I feel like it's probably really like deep and like commanding. That's what I'm imagining in my head.
I feel like she's like you said, like just very smart. Like
yeah,
she's just gonna say things, and everyone's just kind of gonna look at her like, "What? What did he say?"
Almost as if her friend signed her up for The Bachelor and she had no choice or something.
Right.
I don't picture this girl ever signing herself up for something like The Bachelor. Like
not at all.
Like she was blindsided by her mom, and her mom is forcing her to go on here because she can't hold down a man because she's too career driven, and her mom is pissed about it. That's the story I've written for Jacqueline, for sure. But I still think she's really pretty. Like also, none of these girls are ugly, by the way.
Right.
Like, all of these girls are actually gorgeous. And I was kind of shocked because usually you get a couple that are like a little, questionable. But all these girls are really pretty.
Yeah.
So, okay. Next we have Jessica. And she is a TV host, which is what stuck out the most to me. She's from Canada, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And she looks like, the entire package and then some. She looks like the perfect choice, shoe in for number one. Everybody falls in love with her situation. She's gorgeous. Her answers are kind of funny. She was cool. I think that she is way too good for Ari, and I think that she should quit.
There you go. I just want to know, like, what in the world type of TV host is she? Like,
right.
How do you get your own TV show at like 26? Like between her and the sports reporter, I'm like, what did you guys do?
Yeah, like how did you get to this point? Like, who do you know? It's just,
right.
It's always like, who do you know? She's probably like I wonder if she has her own shit or if she's just like a part-time host on whatever,
right.
Like everybody makes their job sound so much cooler than it is.
Right.
I'm like so guilty of that. I always make my job sound cooler than it is, but it's like so lame. And I sit at my desk and I don't talk to anybody. Like, it's not cool. But she probably is TV host, aka I do a once a month segment that airs on my local news channel in Canada.
Right.
Like it's probably something along those lines. But I'm gonna paint her as the Olivia Caridi of this season, like the way too good for Ari, way too smart for all these other girls, not there to like make friends, and will probably get like burned in the end for being like too good. I feel like all the girls on Ben's season that were mean to Olivia were jealous of her, just 100% for the most part. And I think this will probably happen to our girl Jessica too.
Yeah.
She's like a blatant, I really feel like she's such a in your face, like perfect choice.
She's too perfect.
Yeah, girls are going to get pissed. So
right.
They're going to hate Jessica. Next up, we have Kendall, who at first was like, oh, what a cute girl. And then I read in her bio that she collects taxidermy animals. I forget exactly what, maybe like frogs or something, like a weird taxidermy thing, like not like a normal, not that there's
all of it's weird.
Yeah, not that there's like a normal taxidermy thing to collect, but it wasn't like deer heads or
right.
Animal, something along those lines. It was weird, like alligators. That's what it was. It was like alligators.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Like that's fucking weird. And also she referenced Star Trek like 3 times. So she's like a Star Trek psycho, which everybody knows that Star Trek nerds are worse than Star Wars nerds, allegedly. And so, I am interested to see if they'll like make her look like a psycho, if she'll do weird shit and bring like dead animals into the house.
Yeah, I think she's kind of going to be weird. I feel like she's just kind of like a flower child. And like she would just be like dancing around at a music festival with butterfly wings and a hula hoop or something like that.
For sure.
Like, that's absolutely like the vibe I get from her.
I wonder if she'll show up to the, what's it called? She'll get out of the limo or whatever with like a dead animal, like a taxidermied animal to like give to Ari. Do you think? Like,
we need to
go that crazy right away?
Yes. And we need to make like prop bets on these too.
Oh, 100%.
Like a Bachelor prop bet.
Absolutely. This is yeah, that's my first official bet is that she'll get out of the limo with a dead animal. 100%.
Yes.
She's crazy. Also moving on from her into the fact that there are 4 Laurens on this season, which that's like shame on the producers. Like shame on you. You just can't, at some point you have to cancel how many Laurens are on your show. Like you just can't, every single season there's like 10. It's like, I'm sorry, there are plenty of other girls whose names aren't Lauren that are just as good as these 4 girls named Lauren.
And I feel like there were a lot of similar names this season too. Like there were 2 Beccas and like 2 Brittany's, 4 Laurens, like a Jenna and a Jenny. And it's just like, can we figure this out?
It's too much. And it's like, we can't, I can't keep track of all these people. Also, when you think about it after the fact, it's harder to talk about it when I say, oh, Lauren B. And they're like, oh, from Ben's season. It's like, no, from Ari's season. It's
right.
Like, there are several Lauren B's. It's like, I can't, no, you need one of each one. You can't have another. It's like, it's too much. Like, I get it. I'm, equal opportunity, whatever for everybody, but it's sorry when you have one Lauren and her name is Lauren S. and she's literally the most basic bitch in the entire world. You can just cut her out. Like she doesn't need to be there. She just gives canned answers and says that she wants to be an avocado. Like, you don't need a bitch like that.
And if you want to be there that bad, you'll change your name.
Exactly. Like, exactly. Or go by a nickname. Like, is it that hard to go by a nickname? I feel like it's really not. It's, especially if your name is Lauren. Just, you know, there's going to be 100 of you. Just go by something else. God, it's not that fucking hard. It's ridiculous. Do you have any thoughts on all the Laurens apart from all that?
One looks exactly like Gabrielle Union, and I can't get that out of my head.
100% she does. I'm trying to think of what her last initial is.
Like, are we sure it's not her? Lauren G?
G, yes.
Yep, that's her.
Yeah, I mean, that may or may not be Gabrielle Union.
Like, I'm not convinced yet that it's not her.
I need a picture of Gabrielle Union, like, at her house while The Bachelor is being filmed.
Right.
Elsewhere. Like, I need proof that it's not actually her, because she is identical. That's 100% true. Next we have Mikel, which I can only assume is pronounced like Raquel, but with an M. And she was the only one, and I hesitate to say, because I always end up like meeting these Bachelor people or like having them on the pod. She was the only one to me that kind of looked like a bimbo a little bit. I got like a little bit of a bimbo vibe, which I know is like not a cool thing to say, but that's the vibe you're giving off, Mikel. And I am dubbing you the new Corinne, this season's Corinne. I don't know much about you. Your answers were kind of basic, and they were also really short. I feel like she probably had like a short attention span, like didn't want to answer the questions in depth.
Oh, true.
So I assume she's like too busy partying, you know, to answer the questions. Those are my thoughts on Mikel. What do you think about her?
I realized that she's from Utah, so that's the only thing that threw me off, because I'm thinking she might just be like a Mormon, and
that's you might be right on that. Yeah,
that's the only thing that threw me off. But something tells me I don't like her, and it's like 99% because of her name.
Yeah, her name sucks. Her name is bad. I really think that's what put me down like the path of her being a bimbo. Yeah,
like go by like Mac or something, like
anything.
Like anything else. I mean, like, I know Mac is like a guy's name, but it's like, it could be like Mackenzie, and then you don't sound as weird.
Exactly. And it's not Mikel. That's fucking weird. What if she's a Mormon? You know, it's so funny you said that. I also assume the same thing, that if you tell me that you're from Utah, I assume that you're a Mormon. Like,
yep.
Just not, like, I feel like it's a really small percentage of people that are actually Mormons, but if you are from Utah, you are Mormon.
Yeah, I'm not well versed on like the demographic, but I just assume it's 100% Mormon.
Yeah, 100%, and that's completely based on the factual show Sister Wives. So yeah,
but she has blonde hair, blue eyes. Isn't that like stereotypical?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably. Who knows? I don't even know the stereotypes, but it's probably that.
Am I just making things up now? I don't know.
I might have made that one up, but it's fine. Like, I bought it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's from Utah. That's all. You didn't even have to tell me what she looked like. I already knew she was Mormon. That's fine. So so Mikel is either the new Corinne or she's Mormon. The jury's still out on that. Next we have Marique. It's spelled Marikh, and she is Kim Kardashian. Like, yes. That's just Kim Kardashian decided to come on The Bachelor this season to like be funny, and it's this girl.
100% her.
And it's very
like her and Gabrielle Union are just trolling us right now.
Yeah, 100%. So this girl is Kim Kardashian, but at the same time, her bio was pretty funny, like really normal. She was like seeming super cute. The only thing she said something that was like kind of emo. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like a little bit of like a Princess of Darkness type situation. Like, I forget what she said, but
oh yeah. And she said she wanted to dye her hair silver.
Yeah, she said a couple of like emo-y strange things. So I was like, all right, maybe she's just kind of like a wackadoodle, like just a little craze.
Right.
So, but I'm kind of here for it. I'm not hating her at all.
I feel like she's very successful. Like,
yes.
I feel like she like really cares about her appearance, and she like always wants to do well and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking she's another one of those go-getters. So I don't know, maybe she might make it far. I mean, her looks don't hurt her at all. So
yeah, I wonder if Ari will be into her. I feel like he's such a. I'm actually torn because I don't really know what his type is anymore. I'm picturing Emily Maynard just because he was on the season, and she was Southern Belle, blonde, like blue eyes, skinny girl, whatever. And I'm sure that he's had another girlfriend who doesn't look like her. So I have no idea really.
I was like, when I was going through the girls, I was looking at like all of these, obviously, because they're the more interesting ones. But like, there was one of them, she's just one of like the super plain girls. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Jenny.
Mhm.
Um, I was like, I feel like she's gonna win because she is just like the typical like all-American girl, like blonde, pretty, tiny, and it's just like I feel like he's gonna pick her because she's his speed. Like I feel like he can't date one of these like super hot girls.
Yeah, 100%. Or also any of these like very driven girls. Like,
Right.
he's a new real estate guy and he's, does car racing sometimes. I feel like those kind of guys are always overcompensating for something and they're not
Right.
like about to let a girl like Marique come in and boss them around.
Right.
It's not gonna happen. Also, we can actually backtrack to the girl Jenny because I remember her specifically. I thought she was so stunningly beautiful, but her profile was really boring, so I didn't include her. But I do want to do like a quick shout out to her because I noticed her, like just for that reason, like no other reason except for the fact I thought she was pretty and like his type. I feel like she looked kind of like Emily Maynard, so I was like,
Right. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah,
so I actually watched that season. So
a quick shout out to her just because you probably fit the profile, but I don't know if everything else about her was like pretty generic.
Yeah.
Which I hate to say. I think that there is no greater insult than calling somebody generic. Like if somebody called me that, I'd be so mortified. Like
just like plain Jane.
Yeah, just the word generic also sounds it's just so mean. So whenever I say somebody is generic, I'm like, oh wow, that was mean.
Whenever I hear generic, I think of Legally Blonde when she's arguing between like Charmin and the generic toilet paper. So I literally just think of toilet paper every time I hear that word.
Yeah, so you take Charmin or generic? Yeah, that's also that. Okay, so next we have Olivia. Nothing about her was exciting to me. She also really basic looking, except for the fact that she said her favorite book of all time is 50 Shades of Grey. Caitlin, your thoughts?
Like, what happened to Kill a Mockingbird? Like, 50 Shades of Grey is your favorite book? You've got to be kidding me. She's also like 23, so that's too young.
It's too young for you, bro. Yeah, like get out. You're a decade older than this girl. Like it's like let her loose, night one. Also, it's such a 23-year-old move to come to a show like this and say something like, oh my God, my favorite book is 50 Shades of Grey. You know why? Because I have sex. Like such a just a reminder that I love sex. And it's like, okay, we get it. You read 50 Shades of Grey and you think it's hot when a guy takes your clothes off. It's like, chill the fuck out. You're not trying to get put in a room and get whips all over you. I hate when people say that they love 50 Shades of Grey for that reason. It's like,
so stupid.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
The fuck are you talking about? Absolutely not.
And you can like tell the age difference just between like her answers and stuff like that. Like she's younger than me. And like she has to be clingy or crazy or something or overcompensating for something.
100%. She's probably one of the girls who signed up not even in a million years thinking he'd be Ari.
Right.
Like probably thinking it'd be Dean or somebody like that from last season, who, for those of you who don't remember, Dean on Bachelor in Paradise, when he was dating the hottest Russian in the world, Christina, and also dating the equally as hot girl, Danielle L., and just like fucked them over both simultaneously the entire season. And he's like the ultimate fuckboy, which I don't really like the word fuckboy because I think it's overused, but that's the only way to describe him. Everybody was saying that he was going to be the Bachelor, like apart from that guy, Peter. And so she probably came on being like, oh my God, Dean, like the hottest 25-year-old guy ever. Like our relationship's going to flourish. It's going to be great. So that's my impersonation of Olivia. Last on our list is Valerie, who is the girl who's 5'11", and I think she's really, really pretty. The only problem is that she is a server in Nashville. Like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, she works at, I'm not sure exactly where, just like she said it sort of, and I also looked it up a little bit, and it's like a very popular restaurant in Nashville. And for those of you who don't know, like 90% of the ex-Bachelor cast live in Nashville right now. Like Nashville is the hotspot for Bachelor people. So I am 100% convinced that she's already hooked up with past Bachelor people.
She is, I agree with that. And
Mhm.
she's kind of my pick for this season's Korean.
Okay. Okay. I could see
Based
that.
on what I know of her, because I didn't watch before, but
Uh-huh.
so I could
Well,
be
that's okay.
very off.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I feel like not a lot goes on in her head, and she kind of looks like she rides motorcycles. But
Totally.
either way, I feel like she experiments with some drugs, and she looks kind of crazy.
1 billion%, like nail on the head. I'm wondering if she, because it says she lives in Nashville, I'm wondering if she's from Nashville because I feel like that's important.
Oh yeah.
From
Hmm.
like a southern town, then she'll have some kind of twang. She's like definitely hooked up with a bunch of people
Right.
before, but maybe she's from like New Hampshire and just like moved to Nashville. Then I'll have a different perception of her. But right as of now, I'm thinking that she's some like podunk girl, kind of like Raven Gates, who I love. I ended up really, really loving Raven Gates, who is on the last season as well. Why am I blanking so hard? Ben? No. Yeah, Ben. No, Nick. Oh my God, I keep blanking on Nick because I fucking hate him so much. I literally have forgotten that he existed. And I forgot to get an entire season. I keep listing off all these girls. I'm like, all these girls from like so and so season. I'm like, why can't I think of their name? It's because it was Nick Vile, and I've pushed him so far out of my head that I don't even want to think about him. Raven Gates was on Nick Vile's season. She was from somewhere in Kentucky, I want to say. And at first I was like, oh, this girl is like a redneck. Like I don't care about this girl. And then she made it to the final four, and then she was on Paradise, and now I'm obsessed with her. I think she's like so funny and normal, and she didn't come across that way in like her first edit. So I'm picturing Valerie the same way that I pictured Raven before I thought that she was cool, as
Yeah.
basically just a like a super southern, like probably has hooked up with other bachelor people and is going to create drama because Ari's going to hear that she spent a night out with a bunch of like ex-bachelor people and hooked up with like Ben Z or something like that. Like that's going to happen in my opinion.
It didn't even cross my mind that she could be Southern. Like in my mind, I just looked at her and I was like, she's from like New Jersey or something. She's gonna be like
Yeah.
a tough bitch. Like she kind of has that look like she'll do whatever she can to piss off her parents. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the feeling I get from her. So the fact that you said she's like Southern, I'm like looking at her now. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I could see it.
Yeah, exactly. Like she could 100% be either or. She could be some, crass bitch from New Jersey, or she could be, like I said, this podunk whoever
Right.
from Kentucky. Like it's so hard to tell without hearing her talk. And that's why I wish all of these bios had these girls talking, or there were video bios or something like that.
Right.
I need to be able to know a little bit more about them than just what they're writing here, because I can't judge anyone's inflection. I can't judge if they're joking or not, or if they're just stupid. It's like, I mean, I'm sure that's why they do this, and it makes you tune in to see what they're actually about. So it's smart on ABC's part, but I would love the video bios because that would be ideal.
Give us like the audition tapes. Like
Yeah,
how did
that's
they
what I
get
need.
their attention?
Yeah, I
Like
need
what made them stand out?
100%. I need audition tapes. Those are my favorite things. Whenever there are actors in real movies or anything like that, whenever their audition tapes come out, or the Saturday Night Live people, I feel like
Uh-huh.
theirs always come
They're
out.
so
My
funny.
favorite thing. I love it. So I need to see all of these girls' audition tapes for sure. But yeah, I feel like those are all people that really stuck out to me. I know that you had one other girl. What's her name? Nisha.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on her? Let's talk about her for a second because she stuck out to
She
me too. I didn't write her.
she looks like she is going to be like the drama starter, the jealous girl, like going to
Mhm.
be like trying to sneak on their dates and stuff like that. Like I think she's going to cause some problems. I could be very wrong, but she just looks like she has like an attitude.
I don't disagree with you. I think that when I first saw her, I was like, all right, again, you're just like a basic bitch, cream of the crop, like not even cream of the crop, just you know, like a cog in the wheel, like one of
Right.
those part of the machine situations. It's like you're just in there, you're nothing. But I looked at her again after you had pointed her out, and I was like, you know what? All right, we should keep our eyeballs on her because her answers were like basic, but they were a little crazy, and she had like a lot of explanation points.
Right. So
So
I was torn on her at first because this may be a very bad reference, but the new Footloose that came out like a few years ago with Julianne Hough and stuff like
yeah.
that, she looks like her friend.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Like
yes.
the one that dated Miles Teller
Yes, she does. Yes,
in
she
the
does.
movie. Yeah.
Shout out
So
to Footloose.
so my first impression of her is like, oh, she's gonna be like this sweet little nice Southern girl, like real fun. And then like I started like reading her question or answers to the questions and stuff. And I'm like, nope, I don't think that's what she's going to be like at all.
Like, no, answer is no. That's not what she's going to be. So we'll have to just see how that unfolds. I overall am unimpressed by all these bitches, for real.
Me too.
I really am underwhelmed. I wish that there were a better crop of girls for your foray back into The Bachelor, but I think that we're going to make the most of it. I'm excited. I'm ready. You know, I'm excited. I'm ready. Like, I'm trying to think about the Bridesmaids thing. I quote Bridesmaids more than anything else, I think, in my whole life.
That's one of those movies where every time I watch it, I'm like, I don't enjoy this movie at all, but every time it's on TV, I turn it on. So it's like, I guess I actually do.
Yes. And my mom is so obsessed with it. And she got really obsessed with it kind of late, like like 4 years after I came out. She's like, oh my God, have you seen Bridesmaids? I was like, yeah, Mom, like literally 10 years ago. And so now she's always trying to watch it. And so every single time I think of something like that, like I'm ready, I'm excited, I think of that. And I'm just like, ugh, people don't even care about those references anymore. But yeah, so I think this is going to be good in general. I will say I love Ari. I was so obsessed with him when he was on Emily Maynard's season. I wanted him to win so badly. When he didn't, I was heartbroken.
Yep.
I definitely think they missed their opportunity to make him the Bachelor then. I think they should have done it, and they didn't. And so now I'm very curious to see if they'll generate as much interest. But if Ari had been the Bachelor like 5 years ago, I would have been jumping out of my skin excited. But now I'm just kind of like just hoping that Mike Fleiss made the right decision and isn't about to run him into the ground.
I think it'll be good because from what I've heard and the last Bachelor season that I watched, which was Juan Pablo, like a lot of the guys since then have just like sucked. So it's like it's going to be kind of refreshing to get like a nice guy.
Yeah. The rumors about, I have two things to address. One is the rumors about Ari is that he's actually not a nice guy at all anymore.
Oh,
I know. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but apparently he really rode his Bachelor fame into the sunset and like fucked a lot of girls.
Oh, well,
The Bachelor, which I mean, so would I.
I was going to say, can you blame him?
Why would you ever think? Literally, like I say 5, it's literally been 7 years since he's been on. When would you think in a million years that 7 years from now they'll ask me to be the Bachelor? So right. I don't really totally blame him for that. That's number one. Number two, Juan Pablo's season of The Bachelor is the only male Bachelor that I dub as a must watch. It was easily the best season of The Bachelor because he was such a dick.
Yes.
And everyone was like kind of like, what the fuck about it the whole time. And at the end is the first time in Bachelor history when one of the girls kind of rejected him, Andy Dorfman, who became the Bachelorette the next season. She rejected him and was like, no, like came back from the fantasy suite and was like, actually, we had a terrible time and we fought the whole time. And it was the first time there was ever some sort of honesty on that side of the spectrum. And it was so interesting to watch him try to deflect all these bitches with like his accent. Just being like, oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Right.
Spanish. And it was my favorite thing to watch.
And she was like Andy was like my favorite from the beginning of that season. Like very first episode, I was like, I love this girl. So like when all of that happened, and it's funny because like I think it was Andy, Renee, and Nikki. And I was like, I hate Nikki so much. Like she's the worst. And it's like, of course, like that's who we ended up picking.
I think they dated for maybe 6 months and then got rid of it. I'm dying to know what Nikki B is up to right now. Like I haven't seen even caught wind of her. I might look her up her Instagram right as soon as we hang up because I have no idea what she's doing. And she doesn't hang out with anybody.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. She drove me up a wall. I could not stand
it. Worse. And her hair was always bad. I'm like, God, everything about she just always had like a sour puss. And then of course she got bulldozed into being engaged to Juan Pablo. It's like, duh, whatever. Right. I secretly, like I loved Andy. I wanted Andy to win, but I also wanted her to lose so she would be the Bachelorette. But I loved Juan Pablo and Claire the psychopath.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they would have been perfect.
I forgot about her.
Oh, yeah. I was like, Claire is nuts. And she would be perfect for the crazy ass Juan Pablo. Like this would be they would just like fight all the time and like have makeup sex all the time. Like that would be like the most tumultuous relationship ever. So I wish that happened. Shout out to Claire, who's like 40 now, I think, like still single. So You went on
I loved Renee that season because she was just like so obsessed with her adorable ass son. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're too. I was like, that was the thing though. I was like, she's too good for him.
Yeah, 100%.
Like she was perfect.
I feel like that's the case on so many of these seasons that all these girls or guys, some of the guys are actually, no, I take that back. None of the guys are ever too good for the girls. The girls are always so good. But so many of the girls that go on are so much better than these guys. And you see it come through and you see them talking to them and you see the guy spinning the same bullshit. And it's sort of not his fault because it's what he has to do. He has to spin the bullshit for everybody. But you get attached to these girls and you see these girls like open up and love him. And it's like, I just saw you kissing, like making out with that slut in the corner. It's like, God, really makes me like hate guys.
Right. It's just like the internet. It's like, you don't think of it as real life. Like
exactly. Yeah. All I want to do is, I never want to think about their lives. I just want to think about all the drama that it's creating. So for sure. But I think that's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we're trying to discuss. We really pumped out that episode. Look at us.
Did.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Kaylin, do you have any last words for this episode? Any last thoughts?
I don't. I'm excited for the season. I'm sorry I'm gonna get a late start, but
it's okay. It's like I said, I'll do the live tweeting, which is my usual, and then we'll catch you up in time for the recap.
Perfect.
Excellent. So anyway, those of you who don't follow Podcast One, that's important. You should follow Podcast One. You can subscribe to Wine with Kelly on Podcast One now. I'm right next to Randy Jackson's podcast. If you can't find me, I'm right there. And so follow us on there and it'll link you to iTunes. And what I've been told is very important is to subscribe and rate and comment and tell me all of the good things that you like about the show or things that you don't like, whatever. Comment whatever the fuck you want. I'm probably not going to read it because I don't read haters. And yeah, just do all of that. And then the usual, like follow Caitlin, follow me, follow the pod, follow everybody. What else are you doing? Like what's one more follow, for your life? So just do it. And I think that about wraps it up. Caitlin, thank you so much for coming on this week and chatting with me.
Thank you. I had fun.
I will talk to you later.
Bye.